In this video, we're going to review the Chart Plus web part by Bamboo Solutions and everything it has to offer. To start us out, I'm going to navigate over to a website that has our Chart Plus web part deployed on it already to show you what it looks like at face value, and then we'll go into the background of how we set everything up. Okay, so here is our site with our Chart Plus web part deployed on it. I have our Chart Plus web part deployed several times on the same page, just so you can see how our web part offers different ways to display and manipulate the same data. All of these charts are pulling information from the same list, though it doesn't have to be that way. This is just to show you how we can change up how the data is displayed or consumed. So here we have a column graph. Here we have a line chart, and here we have a pie chart. We have 6 different options within our web part of the type of chart. So I'm going to move forward and show you inside of the Chart Plus web part and the settings and all the different things that are offered for you to choose how your data is displayed and consumed. In order to access the settings for any of your Chart Plus web parts, you just need to put the page that the web part is on in edit mode, and then you will see a gear icon appear in the top right hand corner of each one of your charts. So we're going to start with, we're just going to use the top one. So here I'm going to click on the gear. This right here, this icon right here, will take you to the list that is feeding this chart. So that's a nice way to quickly jump over and see the data that's actually feeding this chart in case you don't remember. So I'm going to click on the gear icon here, and this is, you'll always get this tour here, which will walk you through the web part if you need, but you can always skip it as well. So basic things on the data source tab, right? You give it a name, you tell it where, the site is that the list you're looking for is, and then you load in the lists, and then you make choices here. Do you want a legend? Do you not want a legend? Do you want to filter the data that's coming in? And then you can do an all items, or you can do a some items advanced. This will give you a just customized filter that's part of our Bamboo library that you can filter data through SharePoint. This items in a list view is a feature that's yet to come. We're working on that. That's why it's grayed out. Not broken, just coming. Okay, so chart type is really the meat and potatoes. This is where you set up what you're looking at, right? So here, again, I told you we have 6 different options, and I lied. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different options. 8 different options. Okay, so we have column, bar, pie, donut, which is pie with a hole in the middle, line and area, and scatter and bubble. Okay, and here you do the x-axis, fill it all in, right? And then you do the y-axis. The y-axis is where the fancy stuff happens. We can enable aggregation, and then we have several different options for you to aggregate the data. Okay, and we also have informational tips here to help you understand what these columns mean. I honestly think if you want to be more familiar with it, just click through and see what each one of them looks like and represents. Sometimes it's hard to go back to, high school when we all knew what charts actually meant and all of these words meant. So sometimes it just helps to click through these and see what it actually does, and you'll be like, oh yeah, okay. So yeah, there's a lot of different options inside of this one thing when you couple it with the chart type and then the aggregation and then the aggregation type and then the column format. There's exponentially very many different ways for you to show the same data using our web part, and it's super easy to set up and manipulate too. And then we have our advanced tab, which is where you can just kind of change what everything looks like using this information right here, and this little guy goes ooh if you need more space. This, that little pop-up that was at the beginning, you can check mark this if you don't want to see that every time you open your web part, which I assume after a few times you're going to be like, okay, I got it, and you're going to check it, and it's going to be done. And then this about page will always tell you, this will, like, if you check that tour thing, but then you're like, wait, I don't got it, you can always click this again and it'll walk you through the tour again. And then you'll always see our company information here, and also the version of the product that you're using. In case you want to make sure that you're up to date, this is where you come to see what version your product has. You can also see that in your app catalog, but here's a good place too. In addition to all that, if you republish your page here, you can see we also have options to export your Chart Plus. You can do image, PDF, or SVG. It happens for all of these, so exports really easily. It's super easy to manage your data, super easy to see it really quickly. Again, this takes you to your list like nothing happened. Super easy. So yeah, that sums up our Chart Plus web part. As short as I can make it. I would really suggest going over to our website at www.bamboosolutions.com and downloading a trial for that product just to try it out and see how it can change the way your information is consumed and displayed. We also have a lot of other products to check out while you're there. You can get a trial of any of them, and our support team is really helpful. They'll reach out to you with any answers to any questions you may have pretty immediately. And yeah, check out our services section too. We also offer a lot of like migration services and portal setup services. So yeah, just head on over to our website and check out and see if we can fulfill any of your needs.